What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a great day. I am Ken. I stream Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. except Mondays. Monday is YouTube days. Today, you all, we're doing something really exciting. Last week, I posted in Discord and on Facebook and everywhere else a Q&A. This Q&A is an AMA. You can ask me whatever you want, ask as many questions as you want, and we have quite a few here. So, I'm not going to do any filler. We're just going to jump into this thing. I decided not to use people's names because I had over 75% people that did not want me to use their name. So I'm not going to use people's names. I'm just going to use the questions. And if it relates to you and I answered your question, feel free to comment down below. Thank you for answering my question. You rock, blah, 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 blah. You get it. First one is a six-parter. A six-part question? Like what? Question number one. Who is your favorite child? Be honest. You love them both equally, but do you like one more than the other? 2, what is your biggest regret in life? 3, what is your unpopular opinion? What do you hate that everyone else seems to love? 4, what is your favorite Pokemon? 5, what are your religious faiths? 6, what is the worst fear you have in life? No reason to answer them all, but I thought I'd rack my brain around asking you questions to give you content. Ha! That's a lot. All right, so number 1, do I have a favorite child? No. They're my pride and joy, and I love them very much. Number 2, what is your biggest life regret? My biggest life regret is breaking my leg back in 2012. I got on a zip line, and TLDR, I went down the zip line, and my leg went like that, like. And when it did, I finished the obstacle course like that because I knew I broke it. I knew deep down I broke it. The problem is, back then I was really brainwashed with the Army, and I just pushed it. I was like, I got this. And when I got to the end, I was limping, and it was just bad. So that's one of my biggest regrets. And making my mom cry. Unpopular opinion, I don't understand why everybody has to have a label when we're all humans. I don't understand why everybody has to digest the billion labels that are out there. Either you're human or you're human. Everything else after that, I don't care. Your name and do I like you or not. That's the only parts I care about. Everybody always makes these big deals about, oh, there are labels and labels and labels. I don't give a two flips about your label. Either you're human or you're not. I'm not going to give you a gold trophy for being whatever you are. You're just human to me. Yeah. That was a tough question, and I don't know if that's going to give me a repercussion, but that was a hard one, so thanks. Favorite Pokemon? Faith? I'm independent. I think there's somebody upstairs. I don't know. What my worst fear in life? My biggest fear in life, I would say, would be losing everything. Like losing my wife, my kids, my career, my everything. Losing everything. Being completely and utterly alone. That is my biggest fear. Next. Plethora of questions. You tell great stories. So kind of a two-part question. 1, do you ever get into role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons or other games that involved a lot of world building and lore? And 2, what was the inspiration of RPG? This is a good one too, holy cow. All right, so I was never really big into Dungeons & Dragons. I mean, I followed the rule book, I followed all of that, but I was never super big into it, as if that makes sense. As far as world building and lore, I like taking my own take on like lore and world building and things. For example, Phantasy Star series back in the Genesis days, the whole Algo star system, and there's this big force called Dark Force, and he just in Phantasy Star 1, he's plaguing Dark. Oh God, I don't remember his name. That's bad of me. But he possessed this guy, this evil wizard. He was causing a lot of havoc. A lot of things happened, blah, 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 blah. The hero, her name was Alice. She beat the bad guy. It was all over. Yay, parties, blah, blah, blah. Well, 1,000 years in the future, the descendants of Alice, they were flying a spaceship. It exploded. The kid of it got teleported back to the planet called Motavia. And Motavia was a desert. It got followed by fathered. It was governed by an entity known as Mother Brain, and it pretty much gave humans whatever you want. So, example, say I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, I would love if I just had a Dr. Pepper right now. Like, just like right now. Bam, there's a Dr. Pepper. That's what Mother Brain did. And throughout Fantasy Star 2, Mother Brain decided to go, well, I'm just going to screw with these guys because I'm not here for them. I was built by Earth folk that lost their world, but they wanted to take over Motavia because it was the best Earth-like planet, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I love that story so much. I adapted my own version of the planets and the systems and made my own solar system. And I had this whole like 500-page story made. I just never did anything with it because, anyway, a lot of world building. I love world building. I love lore. I love that kind of stuff. I don't have a way to really share that part because I worked on it for like, God, 8-9 years. Anytime I've had anybody try to read it, proofread it, that kind of thing, it kind of just falls into the dust along with the relationship. So I kind of just don't share that. So yeah, and that's more of a me problem, but you know, it is what it is. What was the inspiration for RPG? A campfire and talking about making a server unlike anything anyone's ever played before. And I wanted to tell a story in Minecraft, so there you go. I'm able to tell the story that I've been wanting to tell by using Minecraft and the RPG server to further make how I want the story to go. Excuse me. Make how I want the story to go. It sucks because I know what's going on. I know what's happening. I know everything. So it's hard for me to be invested in something I already know that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be the ringleader behind everyone just following along. I want everybody to enjoy the story themselves. And if you guys are wondering why I'm not on the RPG all the time, that's one of the reasons. Next question. Do you like anime and pixel games? What kind of fish do you have? Do you think I've spent too much on Grand Summoners? It's about $1,200 right now since December. What is your favorite mob? So there's another cluster of questions. Here we go. Do you like anime and pixel games? Absolutely, I do. I play this game called Orna, and Orna is so much fun. I love Orna. I've lost a lot of weight with this game, but I've gained weight, but I've lost weight too. I've done a lot of steps. I love pixelated games. I've always loved pixelated games. What kind of fish do I have? Link is in the description. I have a whole video on that, and I upload every Wednesday what's in my tanks. Do I think you've spent too much on Grand Summoners? Depends on how much you love the game. If you like the game and you think it's justifiable to spend that much money on the game, do it. I have no room to judge. I probably spent that and then some in WoW over the 15 plus years I played the game. I mean, the only person that's going to be like, oh God, I spent so much on this is you. I mean, it's your money. You make money to spend it, so spend it how you will. All right, last part is, what is your favorite mob? My favorite mob is a fox. I love foxes. I like bees a lot more, but foxes and bees are kind of my thing. What keeps you motivated doing these massive builds? What would you recommend for a 23-year-old to get started into content creation? Ooh, that's all right. 2 parts. So what keeps me motivated? I just like adding stuff. I just like adding stuff. Like you take a circle and you say, turn that into a jungle. I mean, take the circle like this, start planting trees, do little grass, little sprinkles of love, and boom, there you go. You got yourself a beautiful little jungle garden. Or you started with a circle. I'm one of those ones that I like to watch my world grow and blossom and bloom. Yeah, I just like watching the world blossom, and what motivates me is just to continuously blow me. And the community too. Y'all like get so hyped up with things that I do. I'm like, oh man, people like what I do. I'm gonna keep on building this. I'm gonna keep growing this. That's fun. That's what goes on in my brain. Okay. It depends on a few factors. Let's see. I see up top of my hand already. How consistent do you want to be? Or first off, do you want to do this as a hobby or do it as a business? If you want to do it as a business, you got to treat it like a business. You can't just half do like, all right, I'm going to be all into it for these 2 days, but this day I'm not going to do anything, but I'm going to do it all these next 2 days. And I'm just going to try to take it easy for the next week because I want to plan how I'm going to do the next, like these other 2 days. No. Take a notebook like this. Okay. take a notebook like this, then you write down the pros and cons of what you want to do, write down your goals, I would write down everything. Anything goes into your head, I'd write it into a notebook. And then I would take that notebook and then I would figure out how to make all of that happen with a consistent schedule, figure out what game you want to play, and the niche you want to surround yourself with, and go from there. I wouldn't just... A lot of people that I see kind of like starting off streaming, they go on and the first thing they do, boom! They want to do COD. They would start off COD and do COD and play COD. And there's about 1 million schmucks out there playing COD just like you. What are you doing that's different than all of them? And that one thing has to be what makes you special, which will bring people in. You're not gonna grow your first year or two. You're just not. You got to be consistent, and it's a business hobby situation. If you want to do it as a hobby, do it as a hobby. But if you're doing it as a hobby and you're looking at your numbers going, oh, I'm not growing, you're not treating it as a hobby. You're trying to treat it as a business, that you're trying to make a business easy with your hobby. If you're gonna do it as a business, treat it as a business. If you're gonna do it as a hobby, treat it as a hobby. Write everything down, and then after you're done writing everything down, then decide if you really want to do this as a business or a hobby. Now, of course, you have to put into factoring kids, whatever job you're working, you have to factor all this in and make time for all that while treating this as a business. There are so many times when I end on Mondays, I got to YouTube, I'm just like, ah! Some days I just can't brain. I just don't know what to do. I just want to sit here, drink Dr. Pepper, eat food, watch YouTube videos, sleep, watch my dog over here be fat, look at my fish for 2 hours. Like, there's so many things I want to procrastinate and not do YouTube. But this is a business. I treat it as a job. Hate it or not, I gotta do it. I gotta grow. I want to grow. So there you have it. The only question I have in mind is, where do you get the ideas or the inspiration of your builds? Especially the mega builds. Same thing I said earlier. I just like to grow and blossom things. I like looking at something I built and went, I built that. You're not gonna find that anywhere else on the internet. I built that. That's what motivates me. I want to talk about all the things. I want to talk about the stuff and do all this and do all that, and like it excites me. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Oh, and I like to look at like a biome, and I want to be like, I want to destroy that, and then I just commit. Sometimes it takes a month or 2 or 3 or 4 months, but that's when I commit, and that's when we have the best streams, because we'll be sitting there just talking about everything while I do it. It's fun. Next question: What have been your biggest guides and motives for content creation? How do you overcome any obstacles this far? My biggest guide and motivation is I want to pay my mortgage. At first it was a hobby, but once I saw I could take what I do and put a little more effort into it and turn it into a legit business, I just all in. I told myself, told my wife, told my friends, when I go all into this, my friendships with y'all, they're not going to dwindle, but I won't be hanging around as much. I'm going to be focusing on my business, putting all in on social media. I'm going to be out there. If you want to be my friend after that, after all of that, then, we'll commit as needed. But I have a wife and kids too. I told myself years ago when I started doing this and I started getting a schedule and everything, if I wanted to do this as a business or a hobby, I chose a business, because if I'm putting this much effort to entertain, I need to, put enough effort to where someone would be willing to pay me to do it. So, and of course, here comes that coming argument. What about if you're doing it for the money? You only do it. No, I don't do this for the money. Sometimes I am doing it for the money. Sometimes I have extra bills I got to pay. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you or jump through a bush or whatever and lie to you. Some things that I do, I kind of do for the money, because this is my full-time business. I can't do a business and do it for free. Yeah, I think that, right? I think everything I just said would probably be my biggest obstacle, because people will see who I am and be all up about it. They'll get mad or upset and then immediately turn that switch and go, oh, Kendrisite only does this for money. He doesn't really care about everybody. And I do care about all of you. I care about all of you all to the bottom of my heart. But I also am a human. I have a wife. I have kids. The people that support me, the people that love me, the people that care about me, understand that when I'm on camera, I'm doing my thing. I'm being Kendrisite, but I'm also a human. And when I get off the camera, I can't always be ready to answer every question under the sun. And people that understand me or have any logical sense know that I have to put space between work and life, because you gotta in this industry or you will rip yourself apart. Some people just don't understand that. Some people think all we do is jump on and play video games. Oh, just play video games. There's so much to this than just playing video games. And yeah, that's probably my biggest obstacle doing all of this, is trying to make sure people understand that, you know, I don't do this for money. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And it's, hopefully I explained that right. Hopefully I did. If not, I'll hear about it later, but you know. Let's see. Next question is, what is the most critical thing you've learned about content creation over all the years that you've been doing it? Don't wear your emotions on your sleeve. If you get 30 people in the chat talking about how amazing you are and how much fun they're having, and you get that one Joe Schmuck coming in going, oh, yeah, look at this big bald guy. He looks like an egg. Oh, this mug is so fat. Oh, yeah, this guy looks like this. This guy looks like that. Or some of the comments that I saw like in the past few months on Facebook and stuff. Oh God, I could just go forever. I could go forever. Some of the nasty comments and stuff I've seen. You can't wear your heart on your sleeve and take everything with a grain of salt. That's one of the most critical things I've learned doing this. If you focus on one negative thing, all the positive stuff ain't gonna matter. And when that doesn't matter, it's gonna damage your content. And you've gotta be willing to ignore the negativity and put your emotions aside to be the best you that you can be. And then once that camera is off, then go rant, fuss, and all of that. But do it in a spot where you know you can trust folks to rant and not hold that rant and that conversation against you. When you get negativity or you get people that really make you mad and fuming, don't react to it. They want you to react. They want you to say something. Don't say anything. Don't acknowledge it. Don't sit there, take a screenshot and post it to your friends. It's just gonna manifest feelings, and you don't want that. I can't tell you to ignore it because we're all human. If 30 people told you, hey, what's that on your head? Eventually you're gonna think there's something on your head, even though there's nothing there. You're gonna have to find a way to cope with that kind of negativity. You're just gonna have to find a way to cope. I can't be your therapist or your doctor or anything like that. You're gonna have to find a way to take care of that on your own. I yell at my mods. I rant to my mods, and then I end it. That's it. No lingering hey, no lingering this, no lingering that, no. All right, next question is, what is your favorite games besides Minecraft, obviously, and what music do you listen to? I like Dynasty Warriors. I like Core Keeper, Animal Crossing. I'm actually getting really big into Stardew Valley. I learned that on the beach you can use sprinklers, so I'm definitely all about it now. What other games do I play? I like little dumb games. Like there's a game I play on my phone. It's called I play like Puzzles and Dragons on my phone. You know, little tedious games like that. I like Orna. I like action-packed games as well too, like Gundam Breaker 4. I like Gundam Breaker games. Yeah, those are the kind of games I like. What music do I listen to? Soundtracks, anime music, mainly soundtracks. but they can't have words in them, because when I'm listening to words, and a lot of people on stream make fun of me about this all the time, but like when I hear songs, I don't hear the words. Like I hear the beat, I hear the rhythm, I hear the sound, but I don't hear the words. I have to literally sit there and listen to the song like 50 or to 100 times to be able to understand what the words are saying. I've struggled with that all my whole life. I've just struggled. Like that's just so. Instead of just trying to listen to that stuff, I listen to music that has no words, so I don't have to stress out that I can't hear the music. So, if you guys ever wonder why I don't know like all the songs and stuff y'all mentioned on stream or the artists, it's because I can't hear the words. All right, next question is, tell us about your tanks. Have you read Ecology of the Planted Aquarium? No, I have not. I don't read very much. And about my tanks, if you look in the description below, it has a whole video explaining top to bottom what's in my tanks. Let's see. Next question is, what is your least favorite item or block in the game? Let me guess, Elytra. No. Fun enough. No. My least favorite is sponge. If I look at sponge too long, the holes make me want to throw up. That's why I don't like sponge. I've always had that issue. All right, next question is, what size shoe do you wear? What are your go-to brand style for comfort? Well, I wear, it's like Noki or something like that. I don't know. My wife gets them online now. They're comfortable. I wear 10.5 extra wide. Ooh, this is a good question. How do you manage being a content creator and taking care of your family? Time, it's work-life balance. I have a designated time for content. Right beyond that, I mean, I'll answer some comments and stuff on Facebook, Instagram, or Shorts, but after that, that's it. I'm done. I try my best not to get back to the computer, and I give the time that my family needs to them because they need me. I'm their dad. I am also a husband. Yeah, a work-life balance is definitely needed. If I didn't cut into the time I did on Mondays, I wouldn't be able to do YouTube. So you've got to pick and choose your battles, and you gotta, yeah. If all that made sense, hopefully it made sense. One of the biggest hurdles, though, I would say, is like if I have like a doctor's appointment at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or noon, or like right now I have this issue going on right here. Yeah, I've seen it starting to spread really bad. I have to go to the doctor, and I already went to the doctor. I went to the doctor this morning. I did like some telehealth thing, and I got to go get my prescription and stuff. When I have stuff like that to do, I have to prioritize when I can go because, you know, I treat this like a business. So, you know, if I'm at work and this ain't killing me, I can work my hours, I can do my hours, then go to the doctor, then go home. Work-life balance. You gotta balance it. Okay, next question is, I want to start streaming. Any tips for a full-time or part-time? Well, it depends your situation. What can you afford? What can you do? If you're expecting to go live and be in 2 months making $25,000 a month, I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna happen. Unless you're like that one exception to the rule, then well, screw me. I obviously don't know what I was talking about. But I've been doing this 7 years, and I bring home roughly $2,500 a month on a good month. Other times it's less than 2,000. And it's taken me 7 years to build up to this. If you're trying to do streaming full-time or part-time, I'm obviously assuming you're trying to do this as a business. So you've got to treat it like a business. Make a schedule. Treat it like a business. Don't be like, oh, well, I'm tired. I don't feel like streaming. Well, guys, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, well, I'll do it the next day. I don't feel like it. Or like, oh, I stubbed my toe. I don't feel like. No. I look at it like this. If I'm working a 9 to 5 at work, I treat streaming that way too. Same with clips, same with videos, even this one. I treat it like a business. You got to decide if you want to do that first. Businesses can be fun. I actually really do enjoy the live streaming portion of this. I hate editing. I hate making videos. I hate shorts. I hate social media. I hate all that stuff. Only way I'm going to grow my business is if I do all the things that I'm doing. So, yeah, you got to decide that first hurdle right there. And if you're not willing to put in all the effort, just treat it as a hobby, but don't get mad if the numbers don't go up. All right, this question is, what would improve your life and overall well-being? I never really thought about that. My life? I can't, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, my life is great. It is kind of great. I got a loving wife. I have 2 kids. We have 2 cars, live in a beautiful house. My kids are going to school. They're getting good grades. They're not in any crazy trouble. They're not stressed. The only things I stress out about is what are we doing for dinner tonight? And oh God, I got to make 3 more shorts for the next day. Like that's literally like my biggest worry in life right now. My health is fine. I'm a bit overweight. I'm still working on that. If I could answer that with anything, then I'd say I'd lose weight. Improve my life, lose weight. Lose weight, stop getting that itch to go for the next butter noodle palm chicken or bucket of fried chicken or something like that, you know. But, I mean, we all have little struggles here and there. If that's my biggest struggle, I think I'm doing okay. I don't have much to improve because, well, the Army made sure I got disability because they broke me mentally, physically. So that kind of takes care of a lot of the woes that I have. So hopefully that answers your question. How do you feel about your first video now? I can't watch it. I cannot watch it. That was back when I was trying to do it to please the people I was hanging out with. And, like, I'll be honest, I used to hang out with people that, like, remember, I was stationed in an infantry unit. Okay? All dudes. So I should not have to go into detail what that pertains to. However, I never liked those kind of conversations. I've never been on board about those conversations because they're just disgusting. But I was always around it. So, like, when I get around folks, like back then, when I get around folks, I feel like that's like normal conversation. And when I try to derail those conversations now, it makes things really uncomfortable. So when I watched my first video now, I was trying to entertain those folks. And while they said all the crazy things that they did, and I cannot. I cannot, y'all. I just can't. If I made next question is, if I made a realm, would you want to join? It's not that I don't want to join your realm, but if I join yours, I got to join everybody's. So the best thing for someone like me to do is to tell you to go in Discord and put pictures of what you're building. How does it feel to be famous? Yeah, I am not famous. All right, look, let me take a step back. Y'all make me feel famous. Y'all make me feel like I'm the popular guy out there. Y'all make me feel like I can put on a suit, go out here, and just strut. Because I'm like, look at me. I'm famous. Look at me. I'm cool. Look at me. I'm famous. Yeah, y'all make me feel like that. Y'all really do. I don't like people thinking that I'm trying to get cocky to the point where I think I am famous. If that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe it's like some mental thing with me and my life or how I grew up, but like I'll call it gloating on stream and stuff all the time, and people are like, you're not gloating, you're really happy to talk about things you're excited about. And I'm like, well, yeah, but if I say things like, oh man, I'm so cool, I'm so big, look how big my channel is, I feel like for me, everybody else can do it and I'm cheering them on and I'm like, you're right, that's amazing. For me, I feel like I'm gloating about my content, and I think you could say I sell myself short because of that, but yeah, I don't know. Next question. Do you sell fish? No. Next question. What is the biggest regret since you have started making content? Here, let me slow down. Next question is, what's the biggest regret you have since you started making content? Making content is a day-by-day trial. Every day is a new day, new challenges, new things, new emotions, new people, it's an ever changing thing, right? If I were to say I regret these things happening, I could be a completely different content creator now. I am doing so much better in the past 1 year than I have the past 6. And next year, I'll be like, I'm doing better that year than I have the past 7. And that year to the past 8, that to the past 9, that past 10. I will constantly keep doing that because every year is nothing but up. I have never, knock on wood, I've never gone down. I've never crashed and burned. Do I lose people in the community? Absolutely. People come and go all the time. But that's just life. You don't sit there and talk to your kindergarten best friend, your whole class, every single day, all the way up till you're like 50. Unless you're, the exception to the rule, then that's a different story. But I don't have any regrets. Everything happened the way it did because it needed to happen. And anything that happened, because I'm not perfect. I know I make mistakes. But do I regret anything? No. Will I continue? No. I won't regret anything. Because that's just how life is. Like, if I sat there and dwelled on the fact that I broke my leg in 2012, I mean, what's that doing me? I learned I'm not a freaking machine. I can't just go out here and do all these X, Y's, and Z's. I have limits, and I have to respect them. Just like content creation. Oh, God. Why was Kizzy such an impactful dog? You talk about her all the time, you talk about her all the time, but she's been dead for literally 2 years. Kizzy, my little baby here, she hated everybody. She hated being kissed. She hated getting loved on. She hated everything. But she loved being near me. I don't know what it is about Kizzy, but there ain't a day that goes by that doesn't make me miss this dog. She would sit. Told myself I wouldn't cry. I would be sitting in the room in there or upstairs, and she would sit right there at the door, just staring at me, just being with me, or she'd be at my feet, and she would just sit there. She'd be perfectly happy sitting there. The last day she was alive, I was upset. I was having drinks, and I went downstairs, and she sat next to me. The way she sat with me, like, I tried to do my norm, but I couldn't do it. She knew it was time. She knew it was time. And when I went to take her, she licked me in the face. When we went to go do the thing, she licked me in the face. I think that was her telling me it was okay for her to go. Anytime I was upset, anytime I've had feelings, anytime I've been mad, sad, anything, she would just lay and stare at me. And I'd get up and go pet her. Oh, God, I have a hole in my head. I'm the only human she's ever bit. And she bit the dirt out of me, dude. She bit me so hard. She was not putting up with my love. She loved me from afar, but oh, my God. But when I came back from Iraq, she was one of the two that kept me company. Monty would play around with me all the time, and Kizzy would just sit with me. And when she died, I don't know if y'all are spiritual people or not, but in my head, in my body, the way it felt when I left that day, I was crying a lot. I'm crying now. I'm holding Kizzy. How do I word this? I knew it's going to be okay because she did her job. I needed her to get through my therapy, to get through my trauma, to get through my army crap, to get through adjusting back to civilian life, and which I still struggle here and there, but nowhere like I used to. She was there. Her and Monty both. Monty died like 6, 7 years ago. He did that dude gone. But Kizzy, she was my best friend. And I don't know. It's like my way of her way of saying you're healed. I'm out. Deuces. That's how I look at it. So if you guys are wondering why I always talk about Kizzy, that's why. Aunt Dog was my world, and I miss her every goddamn day. If I could bring her back, I would. Ugh. I can't look at the camera and talk about this, man. It's, I need some ice cream. Anyway, that was Q&A. That was all the questions. It was not even 20 questions. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. I know there was some rambling, but that's how AMAs go. I hope you all enjoyed. We'll do another one in a few more months, so save your questions until then. Again, I stream Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., except Mondays. I stream 9 to noon because I do YouTube. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your week. I love you guys. Keep it hugs. And I'll see y'all next time.